All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you to everyone that came over from the Bobby Midnight and Addie show. I appreciate everybody being here. We got a game tomorrow with the Baltimore Ravens. What is there to look forward to? I'm fixing to tell you, so let's get fired up. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel while you're here. It's been a rough ride this year with Justin Fields. And tomorrow, we're going to have a quarterback who will actually throw the ball and throw the ball down the field. And I, for one, am looking forward to that. No, Tyrod's not the long term answer, but it'd be nice to just go out and compete for a change. The Baltimore Ravens are a good team despite their record. They've dealt with some injuries, but tomorrow the Jets are going to face a real dual threat quarterback in Lamar Jackson. What Justin Fields was supposed to be. The two could not be more different. If Lamar Jackson was Budweiser, Justin Fields, he isn't even Bud Light. Like, that's not even a good analogy because they're way further apart than that. If we're talking like potency, getting the job done efficiently, if we're going to use the alcohol analogy, Lamar is like straight Jack Daniels and Justin Fields is like an O'Doul's. Like, if you try hard enough, you can convince yourself, trick yourself into believing that he looks like something that he's not. But just like O'Doul's, at the end of the day, he doesn't do shit. Thankfully, that's all over with. Now, maybe we'll be able to see if we really have something in A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie, among others. There's a few key matchups that I want to watch tomorrow. Brees Hall against that Ravens defense, in particular Roquan Smith. The Ravens do have two really good safeties. We don't even have one at the minute. They got Kyle Hamilton, and then last year they got Starks. So they've got two good corners. They got, two good safeties. They've got Marlon Humphrey in the back end. I mean, they've got a decent secondary. Now, they have not performed particularly well this year. But, for those of you that are, on board with the tank and want to lose all the games, for the people that are already looking ahead to next year, and I know there's a lot of us, this is a good opportunity to look at some potential free agent additions for the Jets. You've got Tyler Linderbaum, the center from the Ravens, who could possibly be a free agent. Of course, if he were to hit the market, yes, the Jets should offer him whatever he wants. I'm totally on board with that. Now, everybody keeps saying there's no way they let him get to free agency. There's no way they're going to let him walk. But they declined his fifth-year option. When they had the opportunity to invest in him long-term, they turned it down. They passed it up. So, I mean, it's all right there in the name. Free agent. He's free. He is free to sign wherever he wants. They can't stop him. And common, not common sense, but common logic would tell you that, you would think he would probably want to stay with the team that drafted him. But we don't know how he feels about them declining his fifth-year option. He may have taken that personally. Uh, Maybe it made him decide that he's going to at least go out and test the market and see what's there. And listen, these guys all say, "Oh, I want to go to a contender." I'm looking for this and that in a team. But you know what? When the bag of money is big enough, these guys will go wherever they're getting paid and they're getting paid the most. Another player who is on my radar that I'm probably even more interested in would be Travis Jones, the defensive tackle from Baltimore. I was really high on him coming out. I think that would be a great addition, to plug in the vacancy that's left from the Quinnen Williams trade. So there's at least a couple of players right there that are going to be free agents that are on the Ravens team that we can get a really good look at. So at any rate, I am looking forward to this game. How our young receivers are going to match up against that Ravens secondary. Like I said, the two good safeties that they have is a key matchup that I'm going to be watching. And yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how our guys perform. Luppy, I was just about to come to you, and you left. If you want to pop back in, I'll bring you right on. But yeah, I was getting ready to open up and start taking some phone calls. Anybody who wants to call in. I know this isn't my normal spot on Friday. Normally I would be on Saturday, but unforeseen events, I'm not going to be able to be here tomorrow. So I thought I would come on for a short show today, give you some matchups to watch, give you my score prediction. And the next show that we have, which will be Friday, will be Thursday. Wow. I guess the next show isn't until Thursday. At any rate, on Thursday's show, we'll be doing our drawing for the ladies, for one of my new ladies Ricky New York Live shirts. So that will happen on Thursday night. And so I will be here. I'll be back on Thursday. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? I was not even thinking about it being Thanksgiving. I was not even thinking about it being Thanksgiving on Thursday. You know what? I'm still going to be here. I'm not going to be here at 8 o'clock. It is Thanksgiving. I'm sure that everyone would probably rather sit down and have a nice meal and spend time with their family rather than listen to me. However, I will still be here. Since it's Thanksgiving, I'm going to go ahead and change the time to 10 p.m. That way everybody can have their dinner. Hopefully everybody's not all passed out from the turkey, that chemical that's in the turkey that makes you want to sleep after you eat it. But yeah, so there you go. An exclusive. You guys get an exclusive breaking news on the Ricky New York Live show. I will be here on Thanksgiving. So, I don't know if that's necessarily something to be thankful for. Hopefully it is, but I will be right here with you guys. Luppy, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, Ricky? We don't talk enough. Sorry, I had to kick off. I wanted to get a fresh one. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Hey,
had
there
that.
you go.
No, I'm just messing with you. I didn't freeze. Playing with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't talk enough.
I thankfully I haven't had those problems. Oh man,
Good for you.
I'm absolutely loving this new setup. It is so nice. It's weird because when it was happening before, like I never knew. Like the only way I would know is like if somebody in the chat told me. Because on my end, like I'm moving, I don't look frozen, like and
Meanwhile, nobody sees you, or you just frozen up, and yeah.
yeah. Uh, Probably what I should have done is worn headphones during the show and listened to myself on YouTube, and that way I would have been able to tell when that was going on. But hey,
All
you know
right.
what? All good. That's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Don't care. Uh, it's all good now. Thank goodness, man.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. That's over with.
So you got a score prediction there, Ricky, or what this week?
Man, you know what? My score prediction. I hate doing this. You know what? This is the first time I've done a score prediction on the show where I didn't pick the Jets to win. So
Put you on the spot.
I'm actually going 27-24 Baltimore. However, what I would like to happen is I would like it to be like 24-17 Jets. But I'm being realistic.
Yeah, I could see them like scoring some points. I could see some good things, some bad things going on. I think it could be a back and forth game, and I could think it could be a heartbreaker at the end because of the experience that we have on the field together. I mean, some of these receivers hopefully will be something in the future. Even if they are good, there is no timing going on with Tyrod and him. I know the defense is not as good, the Ravens, as they used to be, and our defense is pretty much like Swiss cheese. But so I can see it. Even I mean, some people would kill me. It's a high scoring game. I mean, I really think it could be a little higher than over 20, 25 points per team. We're going to have a 50-point score together, 55. I would take the over in this because I don't see either defense really stepping up. I mean, Tyrod knows what he's doing back there. He's not just going to chuck it up, but he's going to anticipate as much as he can, and he's going to hit the open receiver. You're not going to see that stutter step or that Ricky pause, like that Fields was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I see a lot of. It can be crazy.
Dude,
I could see us getting blown out though too. That's the other thing. I could see. Yeah, I can see. I hate to say it. You said you don't want to do scoring predictions. Everybody who's a Jet fan, cover your ears. I can see Tyra getting hurt, and then
I hope not.
yeah, I can see that happening. Um, but I think our offensive line is too good, and I think he's played enough behind them during the week where he can get their tendencies. But you never know. He's just he's up there in age. He is a bit fragile, and that's the thing that worries me. So I mean, I'd like to go out there and win. I'd like to see us battle. I'd like to see some bright spots from it. If we lose, okay, as long as we play hard and we see the coaching staff not lose the game for us, that would be great. I want to see progress. I want to see progress with the wide receivers. I want to see progress with the offensive line. I want to see progress with the coaching staff. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I completely agree. And by the way, what Justin Fields was doing, dude, that wasn't a pause. That was like somebody frozen by my old Wi-Fi. Like it was crazy, man. Like
now I know who your soldier routed to.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it was on Facebook Marketplace and he picked it up.
Yep. Man, I have never seen a quarterback like drop back and just like sit there.
It was like he just froze. You could see his mind freezing somehow. It was weird.
Yeah, it was really strange. And I've been saying this, like, I think that everything from the money they gave him to the way Glenn talks about him to handing him the starting job without a competition, everything was to build his confidence.
So I got a little, I'm sorry to interrupt you, I got a little bit of a different take too on where his problems came in. He seemed to at least know whether he was going to throw or not and run a little bit more or move around. He was like freezing, and a lot of that happened after he got his concussion. I think even when they sat, I think that has something to do with that a little bit. I really do, and that's why they kept putting him out there because he was passing the protocol, and they just put him out. But something's not right. in his head. If you could have an arm like him and being that athletic to freeze up, it just it's not like he was throwing 30 interceptions and he's seeing ghosts. He was just freezing up, and
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I think it's all mental. And like I said, everything they've done is to build his confidence. But where the problem comes in is when Aaron Glenn says sometimes you got to protect the player from himself, because obviously they don't want him getting hurt running all the time. But like that's the one thing he does good. Like you're taking the one asset, the one real threat that we have, and
Right.
taking it off the table when you do that. So like
Especially when everybody knew he was not a future. Run him into the ground, then put next man up. That's what you do. It's the NFL. I hate to say it. It's a little heartless, but that's what you do. And if he survives, great. And then you utilizing his strengths, but you don't take away his strengths worrying. You don't play scared, right?
yeah, and all that crap about he never really got a chance to play quarterback before. I think that's what Fields told them, and they were willing to give him a shot because, like you said, he's physically talented. Everybody can see it. But man, like it's not like exactly like Zach Wilson, but it is in the sense that it's all a mental problem.
Yeah.
And I hate that we're here talking about
Yep.
this again. But yeah, I think when he got injured, it rattled his confidence, and you can definitely see it in the game. Like when something happens, you can just read his face, read his body language, and man, like I don't know if you're a guy that crumbles under pressure and has a confidence issue. The spotlight in New York is probably not a good environment for you. Because it's very unforgiving. Like, dude, when you're doing
And
good, like
if he
this
was
fan base
scared,
will
but if
love
he
you
was
like
scared
there's
about
no
getting
tomorrow.
hit, he'd be throwing the ball away. He's not even throwing. He's not pulling the trigger. He's just like freezing. That's what I think.
Yeah, I know.
That's
It's
the
it's
emotion that happened.
literally, yeah, it's literally like deer in headlights. Like
Yeah.
it's the damnedest thing. I have never seen an NFL quarterback do that. Yeah, I've seen happy feet, I've seen erratic throws, but I've never seen a guy just absolutely freeze like that. And dude, I wonder if it's not like in the back of his mind, like, the organization never got behind me in Chicago. In Pittsburgh, they couldn't wait to hand the job to somebody else, and this is my last chance, and I'm blowing it. Like I don't know, like I wonder if that's his mindset, because that's certainly what it looks like from the outside.
Well, my mindset was when they signed him. I'm like, okay, because he's young, they're gonna take a chance on him, and maybe we get magic in a bottle. I was like grasping at straws when I saw that. I'm like, was not my choice, and we had no choice. So you had to go along with it as a Jet fan. And the only good thing we had of it is we're tanking and we got some freaking good picks to move ahead on. I just hope
Yes.
Tyrod this week can stay healthy and the offensive line can do that. I want to see Brees Hall have a big game, but they can't run the offense just through Brees because you saw what happened last week. They focused on him,
Yeah.
even though he didn't like pull the trigger on the wheel route, things like that. But there are going to be people schemed open, and we know if he has time, Tyrod, he will be able to pull the trigger. And that's what we're being.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the one thing about Tyrod is he will throw the ball down the field, and Tyrod's got a nice deep ball, man. Like I know he's gotten a little bit older now, and listen, when I saw him in person in Tampa, like
He's a
his
physical
performance
specimen.
that day did not blow me away, but there's been a lot more time since then. I'm looking forward to this, and like I said, really looking forward to the young guys, seeing what they can do when they've got an actual quarterback that'll throw them the ball and not throw it behind them or way over their head or some shit like that. Actually throw them the ball. And
So, Ricky, I've been working a lot. Who's quarterback 2? I didn't see. I didn't get a chance.
What is it?
Who's QB 2?
It's going to be Fields.
It's going to be Fields.
Yeah,
That's
that kind of surprised me a little bit. But you know what? I wouldn't even hate that. Like if, say, they rotated him in for like a play here or there,
sort of like a slash, number slash from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
slash.
exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate
Stewart.
that. And they might. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. listening to Tanner Angstrom, the clip that they've been playing where he's talking about AD Mitchell and how he's so excited about him, and they said we're just scratching the surface with this kid. But he's like, what I see when I watch him is separation, and that gets me excited. And he's like, that gets me fired up. And dude, every show I start off with "Let's get fired up." So I was trying to snag that clip so I could have it to play it on the show. But for some reason, like, I can download anything I want from YouTube, but when I try to download that because it's a short, like, for some reason, instead of the downloader taking me, to the video and downloading it, it takes me to like the homepage for all YouTube shorts. And it's like, what the hell? It's like some weird glitch that's in my program. So
they probably don't want that. They don't want you to download it. That's really what that is.
I guess I can download everything but shorts, which is crazy. Like, I mean, I can literally download whole movies, like anything that's on YouTube. But like, that was actually the first time I tried to download a short, and did not work. But I'll eventually get that clip from somebody. But
all good.
Yeah, I liked hearing that. But yeah, man, like, you seen the chart, right, with Arian Smith, like how he leads the entire league in separation.
Yeah,
like AD Mitchell is fourth on that list. Like, we've got two of the top 5 guys in the league.
But his hands. They're talking about his hands, though, too.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Trust me. Listen. I scouted him coming
from
out
my
of
wife,
college.
but I ain't getting the money. That was
a little bit of an issue. But listen, it was his first game. I think they tried to throw a lot on him for his first game, and some of those balls were.
I don't think those were like real big misses on his part. I really don't. The one that was behind him, the one was over the head catch. I mean, could Jerry Rice get him? Yeah, but he's not. He's on his first team, like you said. So I mean, I don't think that was horrible.
Well, listen, that one over the shoulder pass, that was a great play by the defender. But that being said, it hit him in the hands. Like he should have caught that.
NFL player.
Well, the other one on the boundary where he threw it to the right sideline, he was way behind him, and
that hurt my back looking at that.
Yeah, somehow he managed to twist himself around and reach back, and he actually hands on it, which, again, if you can get both hands on it, you should probably catch it. And that looked for a second like it was going to be one of those crazy Garrett Wilson type twisting catches, but he couldn't reel it in. And
because as he turned, the ball, if you watch the ball, it just died. If the ball was still going, he would have had a chance at it, but it was dying as he turned.
Yeah, so some of those passes were just straight up ugly.
They would go and then it would just die.
Yeah, and the other thing too, this is another, this is another weird similarity between him and Zach Wilson. Like, dude, if a guy's, running like a shallow crosser or something, or a slant, if the guy's like 3 or 4 yards away from you, you don't have to throw a fucking missile. Like I mean,
no touch.
These 110-mile-an-hour fastballs that they're throwing to guys that are just a few yards away is ridiculous, man.
There's two differences. Zach would throw the ball more than Fields, and Fields would run the ball more than Zach would. So that was the difference there. But they both mentally did not have it. It was like a one read and freeze, or one read in Justin Fields. It was one read and freeze. With Zach, it was one read and throw.
Yep.
So, the worst of
both. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the fastballs on short passing plays and the mental ineptitude are the two similarities between the two of them.
But and we'll see some Fields, some passes thrown downfield as well, which we don't see from Fields because, like I said, his balls die. They don't have any like velocity. Long velocity, they don't have the rates. I don't know what it is because I ain't an NFL quarterback, but for some reason they go 15 or 20 yards and they just, they just plummet.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see if we can sustain some drives, dude. And it's so weird because Fields is so hot and cold too. Like, obviously he's better when he's running. He had a good day passing in Cincinnati for the most part, but in versus Cleveland, he mostly ran. Dude, in that Patriots game, that first drive, we marched right down the field, no problem. And
But that was a great game plan by Engstrand. That was a great game plan. He utilized his strengths, but you can only go to that well maybe once a game because they're gonna react. They have their iPads on the side. They're gonna say this is what they're doing. We're gonna close that up. Now what? We got to adjust. You can't adjust with a quarterback like that who's one dimensional.
you know what? I think it was either their second or their third drive. They had a play where it looked like it was going to be a reverse with Isaiah Williams, and then Williams threw the ball and threw it to Fields, and he didn't catch it. But dude, that was a really fucking cool play call.
It was well designed, but they knew it was coming. They had Fields covered. I mean,
yep.
There's nothing you can do about that, you know.
Yeah, they did a
definitely
good job
something
covering
different.
that.
You like
but,
to see
but
that.
I like the play calling. I like the creativity.
And special teams looks like they're all right. You know, they're doing okay. They look like they got their act together. I'm okay with it after the first few weeks of the season, going through that stuff.
Iguanu's hurt again, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. Like,
but the coaches
guys score a touchdown, miss a couple games. Score a touchdown, miss a couple games. Like, God, if we could just have him out there.
If we get the right guys, fine. But I'm talking about the coaching staff on that side. They seem like they're right. They seem like they're doing the right thing. They scheme things well. So that seems like a good part. So that's two phases. Wilkes, that defensive coach. I mean, I don't know. I think Glenn is getting more involved in the defense. I think that's the only reason why he's seen any kind of change. You know, which he should. But,
well, you know what? I was talking to Boy Green about this the other morning, and because they had a show topic of, you know, should we fire Wilkes? Who should we replace Wilkes with, etc. And listen, if they end up giving somebody the axe just to kind of appease the fan base, it's going to be him. You know, there's no two ways about it. And I said this, you know, like Glenn runs a man system. Wilkes runs a zone system. Like, they should have picked one or the other instead of trying to do this thing where they're trying to like marry the two together.
Yeah.
Like, pick one or the other. And, you know, because Glenn is so loyal to all his coaches, I see them like promoting Slay or Chris Harris or one of those guys from within if Wilkes does get fired. But I was saying at the time, like, if it was me, my choice, which hasn't been a defensive coordinator before, but is a secondary coach who, just like Aaron Glenn, wants to run nothing but man, teaches his guys to run man like 90-something% of the time. Azareye'h Thomas's former coach also coached Jarrian Jones, who starts for the Jaguars, Renardo Green, who starts for the 49ers, just been churning out good corners for the last couple of years. Patrick Surtain, Sr., secondary coach at Florida State. Dude, his aggressive mentality and the way he teaches guys to play and, you know, running all man like that, dude, Aaron Glenn would love him. And
what other experience does he have coaching besides that?
He's been like a secondary coach and an assistant coach a couple of different stops, but he hasn't been a coordinator yet. But I have no doubts that he would excel at that. You know, a year before last, like when we had the undefeated season, the year that Jordan Travis got hurt,
right?
He had a few offers on the table and decided to stay at FSU. And then the next year we got stuck with the wrong quarterback and won one game all year long. And he probably should have went and took the bag while he had the chance, you know, before that bad year happened. But I don't know. I'm just saying, if it was me, you know, out of the box thinking, you know, I don't want some like retread coordinator that's been with, a half a dozen different
Yeah,
NFL
yeah,
teams.
we're starting new, we're starting fresh. We're trying to start
Yeah.
something
So
different, something new. And you don't bring a retread, you don't bring an older coach to this kind of system that we're trying to do. I understand that, but I do have one problem that I see is I really questioning the faith I have in this regime to pick the next quarterback because their option, I know there was not much options out there, was Justin Fields to be our quarterback, and it's kind of
yeah,
tough.
but you know what? Ask anybody, and they would tell you that out of the options that were available, he was, you know, now performance wise, looking at it now, you can say, wow, we would have been better off going with somebody else. But at the time, he really did look like the best option and certainly had the most upside physically. And, you know what? If it would have worked, it would have looked great, but
But
it
how
didn't
they
work.
sold it on us too is that they had this faith that he wasn't coached right and all this stuff, and that maybe they were being showmanship and making us buy in, but you know there were other people out there. There was somebody else out there. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm questioning it. I just
You know what? The quarterback market this year looks extremely awful too. There's
it's
like
awful every year.
nobody out
Everybody
there.
says it every year, only because they don't know. Nobody knows in quarterbacks. I say
Well,
take
I'm
one
talking
this
about
year.
free agents.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I
I'm
know.
talking
No.
about free agents.
Yeah,
No, in the draft,
Get
like
Gardner Minshew to get us through a couple of games until our rookie gets through it. I would take a quarterback this year or next year. I'm sorry. With the Jets, we need to freaking shoot for the stars. Let's just do what we got to do. We got to change things up. We have the capital, do something. And I know we need a receiver. I would take one in the first round as well. We got 2 first rounders. Unless you got to trade up,
absolutely.
then you use next year's. But we need to get our quarterback this year. And like I said, we have the capital, and I just hope that we have the right guys who pick the right people.
Yeah, listen, if we're not in place to make the pick ourselves, then he'll trade up. Like he didn't get all that ammo just for the hell of it. So I definitely believe that. I'm a big Mendoza guy. I like Mendoza personally. I think that Mendoza would fit perfect in Angstrom's offense. And it's not just the Jarrett Goff comp. There's a lot to it. Like I told Nick Shine this morning, like I think that Mendoza is like Kirk Cousins, but with like Chad Pennington's IQ. And Nick was like, I would take that all day. And
Exactly, you would. I would too.
I would too. He's a really, really smart kid. And I think as long as we don't throw him into the fire right away and
Yeah.
ruin him, I think that
But
could be a really good
Rick,
pick
we
for
also
us.
need a leader. You need a leader. You need a quarterback to be a leader. Hey,
What's
hey,
up, Chris?
Underlips.
Hey, what's up, bud? How are you?
How you doing, man?
Just chilling. The last time I called you was over the summer, and I slammed the beer and jumped in the pool.
Oh, geez, I remember that. I remember that.
Dude, I have
That's
no
my
idea.
first call. I just did it.
You can, when you look at these college quarterbacks, it's like there's no way of telling if they're going to be good or not. It's like I don't know, like Cam Ward looked good last year, and like he's shitting the bed, and it's like I don't know, man.
You
Like,
don't know.
It's
You know what? I was not real high on Cam Ward. I said it when he was in college. Like if he holds the ball like that when he gets to the NFL, he's going to have problems.
You need
And
someone
I
who's
was right.
talented and has a set of balls and has an attitude. That's what you need. Someone who
Yeah.
can lead men.
I just want them to make the right decision. I mean, it's like if they're going to trade up for someone this year or next year, but it's like so. The scenario is like if they don't get a quarterback this year, what are they going to do? Get Mac Jones and then get
I know
someone.
bullshit. Take a quarterback
But-
this year, and you can take another one next year. I mean, come on, do it. We've been doing
Well,
the same thing too much.
I know I'm just being like devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like if there's no, it's like you have all these draft picks. You could trade and get who the fuck you want. But it's like if there's no one worth a shit, I don't know, man. It's like you have all these like other players and shit that we have so many roster spots that we need to fill. You know what I mean?
But we still got capital. We got second.
Oh yeah,
rounders.
we've still got ammo, and I'm not going to bore you with my mock drafts, but I've done a bunch of mocks, and I've done ones where I've had to trade
He's
up
even done the
for
Macarena.
quarterback, and
Eh.
it's still very easy to load up with the amount of picks that we have.
Oh,
Like I look at some of the mocks that I did, and I'm like, yeah, especially if we can just stick and pick and get our quarterback, and we don't have to trade anything extra for it, then
No, we got to
you're
move.
talking
We're not going to be able to
another
stick and pick.
first. Like, yeah, that like I look
Well-
at those things and think if
They-
we got all those players, this team would be so much
Everybody
better.
likes to use the Jets, so we're not going to be able to stick and pick. We're going to have to move up. We're going to have to make a bold move to get it.
Well, I mean-
we want someone like Mendoza.
Well,
The
look at-
only way we stick and pick is if we move up to 2 or 3, and the Titans don't take a quarterback and stay at 1.
I don't think the Titans are going to get a quarterback. The Giants are not going to get a quarterback. I mean,
Right.
Dart actually looks really good, but it's like Cleveland, bro. Cleveland. But
We got to
that's the
watch
thing,
this game this week.
Well, I'm going to the Baltimore game. I'm leaving tomorrow to go up there with my oldest just flew in, so I'm having a boys'
Awesome.
night out.
Awesome.
But I mean, my best friend's a Cleveland fan, and he loves fucking Moore. Like he loves Dante Moore. He's like that's the whole hometown kid. He's like he wants to play for Cleveland. He's like they want to draft him. You know what I mean, but it's like I want to see progression for the Jets, but I also want to lose. You know what I mean? Like I want to see all the young cats fucking do
Right.
shit, but I want to. But I mean, ultimately, I want to see them lose too. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to see them. It sucks. So when we beat Cleveland because of our special teams, it was such a fucking like. I don't know, man. It was like such. It was like, it was cool to see it, but then it was like it's just disheartening. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's just
I know
me.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Get
well-
tackle him on the 1 yard line.
the thing is even if Cleveland were to win some games and we were going to lose some games, if Cleveland really wants a quarterback, they also have 2 first-round picks, and so do
Yeah.
the Rams, who are sitting at 9, who might start thinking about life after Matthew Stafford.
But Chris, also what you're saying though, this regime needed to win. We need to show that they can win. They need some confidence in themselves.
Yep.
Even though that Glenn is saying all the stuff, inside himself, he's saying,
No,
can I win? Can I win? You don't want the doubt to creep in.
well, 100%. I was telling. That's why I was texting my oldest. I was like, you want to make sure that these are the right guys for the job. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's the whole point of this. The rest of the
Yeah.
season, make sure they're the right guys. But hey, let me run. They're watching. I want to watch like holiday shit, like
Yeah.
fucking Home Alone and stuff like that. They're watching. No, but they're watching like Happy Tree Elves or some like bullshit fucking like brain rot.
I was
but-
about to say, I don't even know what that is.
I-
CGI cartoon.
I don't know. It's some fucking bullshit. But I'm gonna hang out with my kids. But all right, guys. You guys have a good
All
one.
right, man. Have a good
Take it
night,
easy.
Chris.
Was he going to throw
Yeah,
up?
I get what he's saying, but I'm not as worried. Now, Dante Moore in particular, I would say almost 100% he's going back to school, so he won't even be in the conversation. However, but between Simpson and Mendoza, which are really the only 2 options, I honestly think we would be okay with either. I think Simpson would probably take a little bit longer to develop. And honestly, I like his play style a little bit better because he's so aggressive. Like Dylan Terraman posted a clip this morning on Twitter that was him, and he kind of maneuvers inside the pocket and laterally, and then ends up stepping up and pressure right in his face. And dude, he uncorks this deep ball.
Ricky, either
that's
way,
probably
either way,
60
either-
yards in the air. And,
Either way,
and-
Ricky. Either way, we need to build a winning culture. And if we win a couple of games to get us a little further out, then we use a little more capital to get who we need. That's what we need to do. We need to build a winning culture, whether it's losing at the last minute or whatever. But you gotta have these people have some confidence in themselves. The coaching staff,
Well-
team. You gotta have some forward momentum to get everybody on board. That the things are working. Which I think this is the right time to put in Tyrod Taylor to have a professional quarterback, so they can run the offense, so the coaches can actually call plays that actually work and get into a rhythm. And this is what we're doing. Win, lose, or draw. That's what they need to do. They need to get into that kind of rhythm. and then they know who they are as well because these are all new coaches.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when we get these next group of players that are going to come in here, it could help this team so drastically. And I'm looking at the guys like Harrison Phillips and Juwan Briggs, uh, Brownlee, the guys that they brought in. All are real physical and have that kind of nasty
Yeah,
edge to them.
Moogie's
The
pretty
way
good.
they
I like
play.
Moogie. He's
Um,
okay so far.
Membu, Mason
Man,
Taylor, is
Embu's a
hampered by a
monster.
quarterback, but he's looked promising. AZ and Moore both starting. Kiko has been playing a decent amount. I mean,
Now, Ricky, do
we're
we
getting
dip in and get a center?
contributions from
Do we dip in and
most
get a
of
center?
our. What's that?
Do we dip in and get a center? And leave
Maybe
Shanu off on the tackle?
maybe later. Maybe later.
All right.
I did take a center in some of my mocks, but
Yeah.
it wasn't until much later.
Okay.
But dude, like most of my mocks at the top, I'll take the
How
quarterback
deep is
first.
the line class?
Then you
Offensive
get Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State. The kid is
yeah.
like a
line.
missile.
Oh, yeah.
He's like
yes.
the speed of Quincy, but the intelligence of Mosley. Like he is the total package, and he can cover. Like his cover skills are really good. Dude, we got a quarterback. We get a guy like that. Then you get like Denzel Boston, wide receiver from Washington.
I think we get a veteran wide receiver.
Pounds. Like, dude,
Ricky.
he catches
Ricky,
everything.
I think we signed a veteran wide receiver.
And he's a beast blocking too. Everything that Aaron Glenn likes. You do that, and then you still got another second round pick. You could get a safety like Kamari Ramsey. You could get a pass rusher like Romello Height. You could get a defensive tackle, whether it be Caleb Banks, Caden McDonald. I mean, just saying, like, think about we had a quarterback, a really good receiver to go along with Garrett, like a 1A and 1B situation, a linebacker like Styles, and then either a ball hawking safety or a pass rusher to go with the guys that we have now. Dude, this
just
team,
playing Madden right now. At this
team
point.
would be really good quick. And that's what all I think it's going to take is Glenn getting his guys in here, like the guys that fit his mold, his mentality. And
so, Ricky, I got one question. Are you into the not pick a quarterback this year, take your first round pick and move back and get more people? Kind of.
No.
Me neither.
No, absolutely not. Because
take your shot.
You know
this
what?
Year.
What if we pass on the quarterback this year? We load up with a bunch of players,
and everybody sucks next year.
That makes us okay, and then we win 8 games next year, and we're nowhere near getting our quarterback, and we have to trade all our capital next year just to get him. Maybe
winning 8 games. Wow, we haven't done that in years.
I'm just saying that would be the total Jets thing to do. Like,
exactly.
No. I mean, I think if we're picking, we're picking top 5, like we're right there in striking distance. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can move up without it costing you a complete fortune. But yeah, no, I think picking this high and you need a quarterback, I don't think you fuck around and take a chance of something weird happening.
Crazy.
So yeah, I think if they've got a guy, which I do, they went to watch Mendoza and Dante Moore play each other. They also watched Ty Simpson and Lenora Sellers play. So they saw all the top 4. But Mendoza's the only guy that they sent a group of people to 4 different games to watch. Like they watched all those guys once, but
they've been bullseye. They're already telling. They're showing their hand already.
Yeah, unless it's a bluff, but I doubt it. You don't really invest that kind of money with a bunch of people traveling for a bluff like that.
Yeah, they ain't that smart.
You know what? Basically, we've got the ammo to move up, and if we really want him, we should be able to go get him, and there shouldn't be anybody really be able to stop us. The only person that could is like, say Cleveland won some games and we continue to lose and we jump them. Their other first rounder is probably going to be before ours. So that might be the only thing that could hinder us right there. But
All right. I'm going to leave you with this, Ricky. 34-27 Ravens. But we look good.
you know what? That's all I want, man. I just want us to look good, win or lose. I just want to go out there and I want them to know they were in a fight at the end of the day.
Exactly. Ricky, have a good night. Good talking to you. I'm glad we had this conversation. It's been a long time coming.
All right, man. Yeah, it was good talking to you, Lovey. Don't be a stranger, man. Keep calling in. That was cool, man.
I will.
But yes, thank you, and have a good night. And yeah, you know what, MC Mays, I completely agree with that. The other day, I was watching NFL Stock Exchange, Connor Rogers and Trevor Sikkema, and I asked them the question, like, why is it that Sellers holds the ball so long? Like, are guys not getting open? Is he not trusting his eyes? Or is he just got like that Commodore 64 processing speed? And both guys, like almost, in unison, were like, all of it. It's everything. It's all of that. Like it's just all bad. And man, you know what? The kid can run, like he's got wheels. He's maybe not quite as fast as Fields, but pretty fucking fast for a guy that big. But he's a big guy. He can kind of like run you over like Josh Allen style. And he's got a cannon for an arm similar to Josh Allen. But dude, like, and you can fool yourself by like only watching his highlights. But when you watch entire games of his and you see the plays that the highlights don't show you, man, it is so much like Justin Fields. It's scary. The way he'll sit back there and hold the ball and just take unnecessary sacks. Like, and I was real high on Sellers to begin with, but the more research I did, and as I went back and started watching entire games, oh man, wow. Like, no. The last thing we need is another slow processing, doesn't trust his eyes, sits there and holds the ball, a guy with all the physical attributes in the world that mentally can't get it done. No, We went through it with Zach. We went through it with Fields. I've had enough of that. Like, I do not want to be sitting here, 2 or 3 years from now talking about what a physically gifted quarterback we have that mentally is just inept and can't get it done. Absolutely not. I can't do it. But as I was telling Luppy, you don't mess around. You don't try to get cute and wait till 2027 because anything can happen. If we're picking that high, if they've identified a guy, which all indications say they have, you go up and you get your guy, and that's it. And I think for us, I think Mendoza is that guy. That's my preference, but I'm not just saying that because it is. I'm saying that because they've been to 4 different games of his. They're certainly doing their homework on him. And like people were saying in the chat earlier, when the college playoffs happen, we'll learn a lot about Mendoza. When Indiana and Ohio State play each other, we're going to learn a lot about him because the speed that's on that defense, Sonny Styles that I was talking about earlier, Arvell Reese, who's, probably going to be a top 3 or 4 pick at the very worst. Caden McDonald, beast defensive tackle. Caleb Downs, best safety in the class, will very likely be a top 10 or 15 pick himself. I mean, you got 4 guys from that defense right there that are first rounders, and other guys on that defense that are going to get drafted in the later rounds. Like, that's basically like playing an NFL defense. And I would venture to say that Ohio State's defense right now is probably better than a couple of NFL defenses. Maybe not all of them, but there's probably a couple they are better than. So that speed and tenacity that they have on that defense, we're going to learn a lot about Mendoza right there. Yeah, but you know what? Even though he is missing Surratt right now, he's still finding a way to get it done, man, and that's nice. You know, I like seeing a quarterback that figures out ways to win. Guys are missing, things don't go as planned. You figure out a way to win, and it'd be nice to have a guy that figures out a way to win instead of figuring out new and creative ways to lose. At any rate. Yeah, I already gave my score prediction, and and that's not because I want to tank or anything like that. I mean, obviously for draft position, if we do, that's good for us in that regard. But I can never root for losses. Like I want to win, even if it hurts our draft stock. I want to win games. I don't especially think this is going to be one of them. But you know what? With Zach Wilson, we beat the Bengals when they were the hottest team in football. We beat, the Texans 2 years in a row under Robert Saleh when they looked like a really good team. They looked good every week except when they played us, and then we absolutely owned them. So, you know what? It would be just like the Jets to turn around and win this game this week. We're a franchise that typically loses the games we're supposed to win and wins the games we're not supposed to. So it wouldn't shock me. I would love it. I'm off work this weekend. I actually get to sit and relax and watch the game. So I'd love nothing more than to see a win. But at the end of the day, if Tyrod comes in and just plays decent and we're just competitive and we put up a good fight, like I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy to see some progress, and I'll be happy if we can really see what we got in these young receivers and the two of them can make an impact. But at any rate, that's going to be it for me for tonight. I appreciate all of you guys being here. And for those of you who care to join me, I will be back on Thanksgiving at 10 p.m. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for me while you're here. And until next time, like always, go Jets.